What advice would you give to startup founders about this particular stage, about surviving it to the 5 employee stage where you were?
Yeah. Well, if you're pre-product market fit, the best advice that I have from that period is action produces information. So just like keep doing stuff. You know, I remember like um, Paul
Good
Graham.
line. It's a good line.
Yeah, Paul Graham had this great line like that. I think that's his line, and he was like, startups are like sharks. If they stop swimming, they die. You know, so even if you're like not sure what to do, like just do anything, because when you do it, it'll produce some information. Like people liked it, they didn't. This was very true for me. There was times where I just did something instead of debating it endlessly and like just try it. You know, like all right, so we shipped it, and like there was a couple times where like the minute I shipped it, I was like, I know we built this wrong, but now I have an idea of what to do next. And it wasn't, I only would have had that idea if we had actually gone through the exercise of going to build it. It's like my other favorite analogy for this is that you're like at the base of a mountain that's shrouded in fog, and you're looking up at the mountain and you're trying to think like, okay, how do I get up there? But you can only see like 3 or 4 steps ahead because the fog is so thick. So you have to just take steps into the unknown. And when you take 3 steps, another 3 steps will be revealed ahead of you. And sometimes you'll end up on some local maximum. You'll have to retrace your steps or whatever, or come up to a cliff, you know. But most people in life don't take the steps into the fog, into the unknown, because it's scary. Or they're like, I don't know, what if I fail? Or like, I don't know how that's going to work, or I might run out of money, or I won't be able to get a job after, or I don't know, whatever reason. But that is like one of the things that separates, I think, entrepreneurial people with that kind of inclination, is that they have sort of a comfort with this risk tolerance, but it's actually not really risky if you think about it. It's not like, you know, in at least in most places, like, you know, if you go do a startup and it fails, like you're even more valuable to your next employer, right? Or you can go raise a seed round, pay yourself a salary, try it for like 2 years or 3 years. If it doesn't work, go get another job. It's not like you weren't paying yourself a salary during that time. So I think people overestimate the risk of doing a startup, and they just never start because it seems crazy and all your friends think it's silly. Like that's sort of the default nature of every big startup idea.
It's just basic fear. It's the same kind of fear that if you see if you're a guy, see a cute girl at a bar, it's the fear associated with coming up to her.
Yeah.
You like her, asking her. It's like, what's the actual risk exactly?
Right. She'll say, no thanks, I'm not
No
interested.
thanks.
And
I guess the risk is like that's going to be mentally difficult to deal with rejection. So just like it's mentally difficult to deal with failure.
Yeah.
If you had a bunch of ideas and you were excited about them and you implement them and you realize they're not good, that could be difficult to keep pushing through that. But I suppose that's life. You're supposed to, perseverance through the failures.
Yeah.
And then the risk is low. So and then the whole time through the fog up the mountain, you're looking for product market fit.
Yeah, that's right. So you know you have it when the usage of your product keeps growing without any marketing dollars or anything like that. It's just like more people keep coming back every week or month. So you're basically watching your stats. Nothing is working. You see these little wiggles of false hope in your metrics, and you basically just keep talking to customers, improving the product. Talk to customers, improve the product. Talk to customers, improve the product. And try not to run out of money. So be really scrappy. And then if you're lucky, you hit some kind of threshold where like, okay, the thing is good enough now, or we hit on some use case, and then it'll organically start to grow a bit. And then you have a whole different set of problems once you hit product market fit, which is, how do we scale this thing? How do we hire people? How do we, hire an executive team or raise more money? And like, so the problems totally change.